Everybody seems to be so distracted by the shooting at the Kansas City parade today, but did you know that the Senate passed a bill yesterday for $95.3 billion to be sent to Ukraine and Israel as an aid package? A bill which lies in the House's hands, which will officially become approved this week. That's kind of like the $100 billion that Biden himself pledged to give to Israel and Ukraine, huh? Just for the Republicans to hide in the shadows and not officially approve it. But now here we are with majority of the Republicans actually approving this bill. Our country's leaders are like walking contradictions. And I question if you're even questioning their motives at this point, especially coming from the fact that this is your tax-paying money. And then I question why we're even willing to pay taxes in the first place, especially when our student loans can't even be paid off. But hey, if this doesn't confirm a war coming with China, I don't know what does. Of course, being backed by President Biden once again, that contains a fresh round of aid for Ukraine and funds for Israel and Taiwan. I thought Xi Jinping and Biden were cool now. It's insane really when you research into matters for yourself, because then you'll be able to find something called the Pegasus system. Something that just so happens to be owned by Israel themselves. Something that's capable of tracking personal data. Something that just so happened to be on the United States Red Alert status. And you know, ironically, they stated on their website that they openly do it to politicians around the world. Now, I'm not going to state which politicians specifically, but I'm sure we could put the puzzle pieces together at this point. Especially considering the fact that Biden himself has not demanded a ceasefire in Gaza just yet. Especially when you just so happen to notice the bombings in areas where 1.5 million Palestinians just so happen to be sheltering at this very moment. But hey, why don't we pick sides and support a genocide more, right? Especially when both political parties in themselves are owned by the same fucking individuals anyway. Oh, we didn't know that one though, huh? So patriotic for a country's leaders that's allowed over 10 million undocumented migrants from 25 different nations to enter your country legally, with only 5% of those individuals being families, and the rest military-aged men. But this is the most ignorant part of this entire bill being passed, right? There's $9 billion in humanitarian assistance going to Gaza. What the fuck? I hope people realize by now that war in itself is a facade. I thought that was proven in itself when Henry Ford manufactured over 20,000 army militia trucks that might or might not have went to Germany. Not officially laying claim to anything being true, but you can Google that for yourself. Especially from the firearms that just so happen to be provided by Smith & Wesson. That in itself should really make you think. But see, we as humanity naturally just don't question anything. Which is the primary reason as to why so many unworldly events don't happen to so many of us. I can't state how many paranormal experiences or UFO experiences I have had. And I'll save that for another video if anybody's actually thoroughly curious. Because I lived in Colorado, I've been to Denver, I've been to Mount Shasta, I've been to California, I've been to Oregon, I've been to many places. And I've seen many terrifying fucking things, okay? So I can vouch that there's a lot of things that exist in our reality that might or might not change your mind. Just know that humanity is not so superior, okay? But what we should be doing is unifying ourselves, because we all kind of fucking bleed the same anyway. And when you look at how many casualties just so happen to be accumulated in Gaza compared to how many were in Israel, it might change your mind as well. Especially considering the fact that over 60,000 people have been injured in Gaza alone, okay? With over 40,000 more being dead. There were 1,200 people injured in Israel. From only 1,400 missiles that just so happened to hit because a $1.5 billion Iron Dome was provided by Israel. But it makes you question where Hamas even accumulated that type of weaponry to begin with. Especially considering the fact that Iran themselves just so happens to fund Hamas. And didn't the United States and Iran do a prisoner swap that could have happened many years ago, just a couple months ago? And then when you just so happen to go to Twitter and see certain celebrities talking about this scenario, you might see things like this. When are we going to fix these gun laws? How many more people have to die to say enough is enough? Pretty ironic that the movie Civil War is coming out later this year, isn't it? Pretty ironic that the plot might or might not take place in Texas. I'm just saying, open your eyes, you know, and the truth might be revealed to you. But as for human rights, all I can say is learn how to be self-sustainable in these moments of time, okay? And if you rely on the central government for every supposed necessity, please break that cycle. Because whether or not you want to, it's going to be broken anyway. We're in the age of Aquarius, people. A lot of things are coming to light, okay? And regardless of your spiritual beliefs, this is the age of conscious awakening. This is the age of leaving behind things that don't work for us anymore. Toxicity, authority. We have so many greedy little intentions, and we judge each other so strongly. When in actuality, we all bleed the same like I stated earlier in this video. And we all look the same under this physical embodiment of a parasite of which we call skin. Humanity can be great again, but only if we allow a change to occur. And the only way that a difference will actually be made is if we stand up and believe in our voices. I'm just saying, you could be remembered, or you could be forgotten. And regardless of what humanity thinks, this earth can shake us off like fleas.